DIYs by Dar. This week I'm going to do 4 thrift flip projects that are great for booths. So let's get into it. The first thing that I want to talk about is thrifting picture frames. Pick the frame up, look it over good, see what the front looks like. Is there damage? What does the back look like? If it has a back stand, what shape is that in? Are there gouges that you need to fix? Are they surface? Are they deeper? These two I really liked because they had wide outside edges, so I can put embellishments on them. The backs were great. This one I paid $6 for, but the mat was yellowed, so I have to figure out what I'm going to do with that. The back was velvet, really, really nice. I just have a little mirror that I purchased. Now, a frame that is this size, when you start getting into the bigger ones, typically they're $3 a piece at Goodwill, but the bigger ones can run you $5. I have a couple small 8x10s. This one was brand new, which is great. Good shape. Check the glass. Make sure there's no chips or cracks in it. And this next frame, I liked that it had a wide area for embellishments, but the back was a little bit rough, so it'll have to be a complete redo on this one. And the mat on it is really old and funky colored. So you can buy preformed mats for different size pictures, and these are 8x10s, so I'll just slip one of those in there. When you go to buy bigger frames, they are really, really expensive. So this is the way to go. This really nice big frame here. The picture was really faded out, and when I looked at the frame around it itself in good shape, there's just one spot there at the top that I have to do a repair, and it looks just like a surface repair, and the back is all in great shape. So that is one of the things to look for when you are going to thrift some picture frames for picture redos. Now, I have a couple frames and some silk all-in-one mineral paint in the color Hampton Olive. Usually it takes about 3 coats on these frames, and I made a mistake. This one, although I did sand it, I should have known it was still too slick. It did not pass the scratch test. You can see that all the paint's coming off. So 2 options at this point. You make it a distressed frame, or you sand it again and you hit it with some slick stick or a paint bonder, which I did, and I did on the front of the other one as well. So I'm at the point where I'm ready to paint the front, and this is going to take me 3 coats to get this a nice solid color. I have let them dry for 24 hours. I am ready to go ahead and start working on getting these canvas prints put inside these frames and sealed up in a holder at the top to hang on the wall. These are the 2 prints that I want to put in here. I love them. Kind of a dark academia. And the first thing I do is take a heavy double cardstock paper and map it out, and I am going to cut this, and this will be the backing for the photo. I have the back of the frame, and I am going to flip that over. I am going to glue my double cardstock first on this cardboard backing. Then I am going to take and glue my canvas on my double stock paper. And I just use Elmer's glue here in a stick. It is acid free and good for photos. Line your picture up, and I will finish with the roller, but go light with the roller because you don't want to leave marks on the top of your canvas. And I wanted to put some embellishments on. I was stuck for time, so I took some Stays On ink and some stamps, and I just stamped the corners, and I'm going to do stamp paint. And I am going to use Posca pens for this, which are acrylic markers. Shake them up good for at least 30 seconds and have a piece of paper there for yourself so you can clean the tip and make sure they're running good, and just paint in the white areas with the colors that you want. And since these were mainly pine cones and greens, I used just brown and a little bit of green. There's that hint of green that I put in there to show those greens a bit. And I'm ready to put the glass in. So make sure your glass is clean, because if you get a little speck of something in there and you get that locked down, that drives me crazy to see a fleck of something in there once it's sealed up. I purchased this HM515. It's much like a stapler. You load it with the points facing in. It works just like a stapler. It's going to give you them little black tabs that hold your picture or painting in. Just put it up to the edge and squeeze it, and you're going to get your little black tab. Now on this one, I thought I need that to go in a little bit deeper. It does have a adjustment on the back, so you can drive them in a little bit deeper, because that depends on the wood sometimes that you have as well. Now I'm ready to go with this, and I didn't like that kind of torn look, so I went and put some framing tape on the back, which you can get from Amazon. Just put in the search framing tape, and you will get all kinds of them that will come up in different sizes. It's very, very sticky, but it is easy to tear. So just put that down the best way that you can, and it's gonna stay. It's pretty good stuff. On the edges of the painting frame, I did spray with a little bit of acrylic spray so those pine cone images would not rub off. So here is my fox. This frame was looking a little bit dull, so I thought it needed some bling bling. I took some copper gilding wax and just went around a couple of the edges. And what you need to remember with a gilding wax, look at your brand. This is petroleum based, so I will not have to put any sealer over the top of this. Once it dries in a few days, it is good to go. It is going to stay put. There are my two pictures, and they are just beautiful. I love them. I probably will price them at $16.95. Now, here's my next project. A couple candle stands I bought from Goodwill, $3 a piece. A couple glass globes, $2 a piece. And I am going to make some succulent terrariums. I put some foam in the bottom of the glass, and since I had my glue gun heated up, I went ahead and put the foam in my third project, which is a cute little wooden box. Back to the glass terrariums, I filled them with some beach sand from Lake Michigan, just about up to the edge of that foam. Then I filled them with some beach rocks from Lake Michigan, some little pebbles. You can see I have some beach glass up there in the corner, but that's just tumbled glass. It was not from Lake Michigan. I'm starting to put my succulents in. Get your design in there, how they fit and look nicely. And then the last thing, I put a little piece of wood in there just for interest. And I glued them on top of those stands, which I painted with some Rust-Oleum turquoise colored spray paint. Now here is my third project, my little moss collection. And I am going to take my hot glue gun and glue these little moss balls in the top of this little crate. Those just seem to be really popular right now. The last thing I did was Spanish moss, little bunches, put a little glue on the bottom, and stuck them in the areas all around the outside, or any areas that were open in between. And this was how it ended up. And it is really cute, and I really like it. Probably price it at $11.95. And there are the terrariums. Last project, some 2 metal wall holders, kind of rustic. I paid $2 a piece for them at Goodwill. I need to try to fit some of the foam in the area in the opening, so I'm going to have to cut it to size and push it down in there far enough to get past that wall hanging opening there in the back. And I'm ready to put my flowers in, which I've collected from various areas. Here is some lavender. Here is some ferns. Then I am going to put some pretty yellow flowers in next to it with some greenery. Some big mini sunflowers on the other side. And then the very last thing that I put in was this lovely, taller green with little white belled flowers at the top, which just gave it a little more of interest. Came out beautiful. Now I have to match it up with the other one. Can I do it? There they are. Beautiful. Let's go through all the other ones for a little bit of a glamour shot. There's my little crate with my moss in. Here are my succulent terrariums with Lake Michigan sand and rocks. There are my 2 pictures. And this sums it up for this week. I want to thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, and I will catch you next weekend for the next one, Sunday at 7.